Rita, thank you. Hello and welcome to Look North. On the programme tonight, a man gets a 20-year jail term for trying to kill another man at a Bradford care home as his family speak of their grief.
In Leeds, in intensive care, there was police all around him, and we were on protection, they were guarding him.
Also coming up on Look North tonight, reassurance from South Yorkshire's mayor over the future of steelmaking in Rotherham and Stocksbridge. The couple from North Yorkshire who say their home will be surrounded if a solar farm gets the go-ahead.
And with 90,000 music fans coming here to Bramham Park this weekend, we'll bring you the latest from Leeds Festival.
Well, the bank holiday weekend is just around the corner, and after a cloudy week, the big question is, will the sun shine? Well, join me for that detailed forecast.
Hello, thank you for your company this Friday evening. First tonight, a man's been jailed for 20 years for trying to kill another man at the care home in Bradford where they both lived. 61-year-old Kevin Ryan suffered a punctured lung and a number of fractures in an attack by 36-year-old Graham Dowling at the home for people with learning disabilities and mental health conditions. The judge called it a ferocious attack on an innocent victim. Tom Eagle has the story.
He's not the man that he was. He'll never be the man that he were. He can't walk, he can't retain information.
The agony of a sister, losing a brother all over again. 61-year-old Kevin Ryan was knocked over by a taxi 2 decades ago, and since then he has needed the care system. Last December, he was living at Burger Court in Bradford, which supports people living with learning disabilities and mental health conditions, when he was attacked by a fellow resident, 36-year-old Graham Dowling, who stamped on him, splitting his skull. It wasn't until hours later Sister Diane was called to the hospital.
When I saw him in Leeds, in intensive care, there was police all around him, and we were on protection, they were guarding him. I didn't know anything really until the doctor took me into the room and then started to tell me everything that had happened.
At his trial in May, Dowling told Bradford Crown Court it was an argument that had escalated. He admitted causing grievous bodily harm, but the jury said he was guilty of attempted murder. Passing sentence, the judge said this was a ferocious attack on an entirely innocent man. The injuries seen are more often associated with car crashes or attacks with baseball bats. Noting Dowling's string of previous convictions, he passed an extended sentence for public protection. Dowling will spend 20 years in prison, serving at least 2/3 of that before he is considered by the parole board. He'll then, when released, have to spend a further 5 years on licence.
I don't care for the man that hurt my brother one little bit, but he was there because he needed help as well. So it's not just my family that's been affected, you know, me and Kev, it's him and his family that's been affected as well.
Burger Court is regulated by the Care Quality Commission. In May 2024, they had inspected the home. A few days before Kevin was attacked at the end of November, their report was published, saying the home required improvement. Today, the CQC have told us inspectors found no evidence of provider failings that could have prevented the incident and continued to monitor the home. A statement from the care home said, "We have cooperated fully throughout the investigations. Both individuals involved are no longer residents at Burger Court."
It feels like something off a TV show or something. It just don't feel like it's real. We're just getting used to the new norm, the new us.
Kevin's life has once again been brutally transformed. He's gone from needing support to requiring constant care. Tom Ingle, BBC Look North, Bradford Crown Court.
Next this evening, there's cautious optimism tonight that steelmaking will restart at the 2 plants owned by Liberty Steel in South Yorkshire. It follows a government takeover of the speciality steel part of the business that's mired in millions of pounds of unpaid debt. A court ruling earlier this week granted a winding up order against the company. It means the government now owns it, but is looking for a new buyer for the firm. The company employs 1,500 workers at steel plants in Rotherham and Stocksbridge. In court, a judge said the company was hopelessly insolvent. But Liberty say the decision for the government to take control is irrational. Kathy Killick has spent the day in Stocksbridge.
1,500 people work at the steelworks in Stocksbridge and Rotherham. The business was profitable before its parent company hit financial problems when its main lender collapsed. Wednesday's High Court ruling paves the way for the government to take over the two Yorkshire steelworks and look for a buyer. The South Yorkshire Mayor's reaction is cautious optimism.
I'm pleased we've seen a culmination of the legal process to this point, so that's good news. Pleased that the government stepped in. I now want the government to take a patient approach to finding the right solution for these sites so that workers have the confidence they need, that we keep people in jobs and that these sites are going back to the sort of thriving industrial sites that they can be.
It's payday today here at the steelworks, but the workers at Stocksbridge and in Rotherham have not received their wages. That is causing some concern, but the unions have been assured by the liquidator appointed by the government that the wages issue is in hand and that the delay is partly caused by the bank holiday. The unions say workers should receive their money by the latest on Tuesday. Despite the wages problem, the two main unions at the works, Community and Unite, are hopeful at seeing a return to full production now possible and greater security for workers on the cards.
There's no reason why we shouldn't succeed if there's due diligence for a responsible buyer for us, and then we've got a steel strategy outside of it.
This is a really profitable business. They make really high grade quality steel, and you know, this is a business that would make profit with the right investment.
The government's involvement comes just a few months after it passed emergency legislation to take control of the steelworks in Scunthorpe, saving its blast furnaces from permanent switch off. It was an intervention welcomed by Stocksbridge steelworker Darren Webster. He's worked here for 38 years and is also a Unite union convener.
We've seen what's happened up at Scunthorpe. We've seen that they've been allowed to go out there and get skilled people back at work. We've seen them being able to go out there and get orders and everything else, you know, and start producing like what Scunthorpe used to do. So why should we not be hopeful that we can start doing that here?
It's not just the steelworks affected, dozens of dependent businesses are too. Tracy Martin's cafe is a stone's throw from the works. It even owes her money she may or may not now see. That aside, she wants to see the work succeed.
It's good for the town. I mean, Stocksbridge is actually built on steel, and that's the beating heart of the valley. Let's hope they can actually turn it round, and we do see sort of it doing what it's good at.
That will depend on a committed buyer, and that search could take time. Kathy Gillick, BBC Look North, Stocksbridge.
Thank you, Kathy. In the last few minutes, we've learned that the workers have now been paid as well. You're watching Friday's Look North. Still to come on tonight's programme. It's camping, but not as you may know it. Make-up areas and posh loos at this year's Leeds Festival. OK, let's get some news in brief now. A body has been found in the search for a man from Leeds who went missing while swimming at sea. Matt McDavid disappeared off the Yorkshire coast at Flamborough on July the 30th. A man's body was discovered at Tunstall Beach near Bridlington last night. It hasn't been formally identified, but police say Matt's family have been informed and the death is not thought to be suspicious. Police say a fourth man's been arrested after a man was killed in a drive-by shooting in Wakefield. Dale Stogden, also known as Brett, was shot dead on Doncaster Road early this month. A 49-year-old man was arrested in the early hours of this morning on suspicion of murder and is currently in custody. Early this week, 3 other men were charged with his murder. Now, a couple from North Yorkshire say their rural home will be in the middle of an industrial estate if plans for a large solar farm are approved. According to government data, there have been 416 planning applications for solar farms in North, West and South Yorkshire since 2013. and 58 are already in operation. Ollie Constable reports now from one proposed site at Exelby near Bedale.
They're going to be to the left of us, over towards the bottom of the village, all the way behind, and then on the other side of us there's 2 fields, both of those, and then all the way to the front of us. It means our house will be in the middle of an industrial estate. So from going from a rural location, we will literally be in the middle of an industrial site.
Crystal and her family moved to the village of Exelby near Bedale for the quiet life.
We came here, we went upstairs to the room that's now our bedroom, looked out and just knew that this is where we wanted to be. It's rural, lots of wildlife around, just the perfect place to bring up a family.
18 months ago, her and her husband Nigel were told about plans for a solar farm in the fields around their home.
Outside our garden.
It would be big enough to power 14,000 properties, using an array a bit like this.
It's about 2.2 metres high. It'll actually be raised another 2 foot off the ground.
This mock-up shows the size of 3 panels, which will be tilted to face the sun.
We're determined to fight it. I would not want to stay here.
The developer is Enviromina.
Yes, this is one of the few fields that we've selected for the modules.
Lee Adams says their team listens to concerns from residents whenever it starts projects across the country and tries to have a minimal visual impact for local people.
We look at locations that's got existing hedgerows that we can incorporate the projects into. So this was originally a lot bigger, and we've made it a bit smaller to make sure we've taken out the areas of the higher impact. So this project does tick many of the boxes that the government are pushing for net zero and are asking private companies to install projects on areas of this nature.
But a campaign group in the local village of Exelby aren't impressed. Public rights of way through the fields will remain, with the developer saying deer fencing will surround the panels.
We think it'll be very similar to what being in a prison camp or walking through an industrial estate where there's metal fencing and the path is very defined. At the moment we have very wide sweeping views and what is essentially a tranquil area.
At one of the local meetings I actually had one of my neighbours stand up and speak and was in tears, and that's how much it means to people here that they could potentially lose this amenity.
The planning application is to be considered by the county council, but Crystal's mind is made up.
We all know that renewable energy is needed, but we firmly believe it should be in the right place. It should be on the rooftops, industrial corridors, brownfield sites, but it shouldn't be on good quality agricultural land in rural landscapes that are enjoyed by local communities.
Ollie Constable, BBC Look North in Exelby.
Thanks, Ollie. Well, Dr. Sheridan Few is a lecturer in urban energy systems. Earlier, I asked him if he thought there was enough sunshine hours to make solar farms viable.
The short answer is yes. You get slightly more, about 15% more in the sunniest parts of the UK or in the Netherlands. But because the costs have fallen so much of solar power, somewhere like Yorkshire definitely gets enough solar to make a useful contribution.
And how important is it as a nation we move to renewable sources of energy, getting away from the fossil fuels, for instance?
Yeah, I think that's critically important because of the cost of electricity, because of security, and also because of climate change. So the cost is largely determined by natural gas at the moment. When we burn gas to produce electricity, that costs a lot. There's also insecure supply chains for that gas. So moving to solar helps to get away with that and also helps to reduce our emissions in line with climate commitments.
And is Yorkshire a good location for solar farms?
I mean, there's lots of places in the UK that would work, but I think Yorkshire is a really good place. It's a place that can benefit from those economic opportunities. You've also got one of the densest urban areas in West Yorkshire, so there's a big population nearby that can benefit from that electricity.
We saw in the film there that people clearly upset about their environment being overrun, if you like, by solar panels in fields. Could we not use rooftops and maybe urban environments for the installation of such solar panels so we wouldn't sort of degrade the landscape, if you like?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always going to be a balance of these different places of deploying the technology, and I think balancing those kind of local concerns with regional and national ones is a challenge, but I think there's definitely a big opportunity in solar power in Yorkshire, so I think that's something it would be good to see more of.
Do you think we're going to see more solar farms springing up going forward?
I mean, it's hard to predict these things, but I certainly think there's an opportunity that we can build on here for that.
OK, well, it's a really interesting food for thought. Thank you so much for sharing that expertise, Dr. Sheridan Few. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
OK, let's turn to sport now and a quick look at what must rank as Leeds Rhinos' best performance of the season last night. The Rhinos smashed their way through the best defence in this year's Super League to beat leaders Hull KR by 28 points to 6 after 3 tries in the first half. Leeds added another from Harry Newman in the second. Leeds now sit third in the table, level with Wigan on 32 points. In rugby union, the Women's World Cup kicks off tonight in Sunderland as England take on the USA. The Red Roses are the heavy favourites going into the tournament, although they've lost the last 2 finals. England's captain is a proud Yorkshire woman, Zoe Oldcroft from Scarborough.
We've had 2 warm-up games. I think we've kind of tested a few bits, looked at kind of things we need to work on, and now we're just so ready for this tournament. We've been working so hard all summer to get ready for this moment, and yeah, just so excited to get it underway.
And you can watch England versus the USA live here on BBC One tonight at 6:30. Now, the bank holiday weekend is upon us. That means it's Leeds Festival time. Now in its 26th year, the event will see 90,000 music fans descend on Bramham Park to watch headliners Travis Scott, my favourites Bring Me the Horizon and Chapel Roan, who are just some of the 70 acts performing this weekend. Well, Kathy Minton is there for us now. Kathy, dare I say the atmosphere is building nicely.
Oh, Butters, the atmosphere is absolutely buzzing, not least because Little Mix's Leanne Pinnock just walked past me right here, so I am particularly excited. Now, the festival this year has had a lot of investment. They've got previously unheard of levels of comfort for campers with new campsites and posh new toilets. To tell us more about this important festival talking points, here's Olivia Richwald.
Crochet lessons, running club and hair straighteners. This year's Leeds Festival has got a lot more civilised. This is one of the Get Ready With Me tents where campers can access electricity, hair products and gadgets to look their best. Sasha is here from Australia.
Because I'm kind of travelling at the moment, didn't bring a hair straightener with me. I didn't have these mirrors. That's amazing. And we've got the washers and all the smells here, so it's great.
What do you think of the brand new fancy toilets?
Oh, it's amazing. They flush. I've never been to a festival that has flushing toilets, so it's great.
Millions of pounds have been invested to make the Leeds Festival camping experience more comfortable, like flushing toilets, running water, better showers. In fact, the whole campsite has been divided into distinct areas, like this one, the garden, which is designed to be more relaxing. And in fact, we've just missed a yoga session.
Post-COVID, you know, younger people do want a bit more space and they do want a bit more being looked after a little bit more, and that's exactly what these new campsites are about. I think the changes that I'm making at Leeds and Reading are genuinely the most important changes in campsite offerings of any festival in the world in that sense.
Mother and daughter Kate and Mia have come here from Skipton. So your mum came here when she was pregnant with you. You came again when you're 10, and this time you're doing it. You're going the full camping weekend, are you?
Yeah, full weekend. Thought we'd get one last kind of camping festival in, and then do some other like concerts and stuff like that. So.
Who are you both looking forward to seeing?
Limp Bizkit for me.
Limp Bizkit, just because it's been feels like a teenage memory.
And this group have come from Colton near Leeds.
The toilets and the showers and stuff, it's a really nice addition to the camps and stuff. It's a nicer vibe this year than previous years, I think.
It's very chill, it's very nice, and it has really nice decorations as well, which obviously we don't really see much of at Leeds Fest. It's normally just the flags, but it's got all the pretty flowers over there.
The new vacuum toilets are a significant investment.
We've included some vac-loos into all of our campsites this year, which is just a better experience. We've moved away from long drops, they're long gone, and we now have better shower facilities as well in all of our campsites.
Organisers believe Leeds now has some of the best festival facilities in the country. They expect other events will soon follow the example and make camping more comfortable. Olivia Richwald, BBC Look North at Bramham.
Well, Well, this festival has always been a huge supporter of new music, with the BBC introducing stage giving unsigned acts a chance to perform in front of a festival audience. Well, a little earlier on today, I went to see three 18-year-olds from Hull. They're in a band called Wench. They're absolutely fantastic. They were playing the introducing stage, and afterwards, I caught up with them.
I can't really believe that that actually happened. Like, I kind of just went on stage, got possessed by an angry demon, and now I don't really remember what happened, but I remember that it was very fun.
I saw it and it was amazing. Hebe, did you enjoy it as well?
I think that was probably the best gig I've ever done. The crowd were amazing, the venue was amazing, the organisers are amazing. Like, I'm so proud of the three of us, and I don't think we could have done any better.
And we've seen footage of you guys finding out that you were going to be performing here. How much preparation has gone into this kit?
So much. I mean, there's the sheer amount of like admin obviously you have to do, but we're really not used to it because most of our gigs, they're usually in like dingy little grassroots venues, which everyone should go and support, by the way, whilst I'm at it. And so we're just really not used to doing something so official and so proper, and so it seems like so much, and especially we don't have a manager, we don't have like a big team behind us, it's just us. So it's been a lot, yeah.
It's a hell of a start. And Kit, you are the singer and the drummer, which I am in awe of. How hard is it to do that? It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, me and Sev share the vocals. I think even when Sev's singing, I can't help but sing even if I'm not on the mic. And that's like the way it's always been.
Sev, if I can just ask you, we've got more women on the bill, including yourselves, and female-led acts. How important is it to have that sort of representation on the bill?
I think it's so important. Like, in Hull, where we come from, there aren't many like AFAB or like bands with women in them, and so we've tried to sort of fill that like niche in our city and try and be the representation that we never had.
Well, lovely. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the festival and enjoy Reading as well, because you've got to do it all again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm sure that next year they're going to be on the main stage, absolute superstars. Well, if you want to listen to those BBC introducing sets, you can do so on BBC Local Radio and on the BBC Sound. But if you don't want to wait that long to get the festival experience, here are the sights and sounds of Leeds Festival 2025. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Sammy Virgin, DJ Z, who else? Teresa. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Travis Scott.
Amazing. And is this your first time at the festival?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Sammy Virgin.
Who's that?
Sammy Virgin. You don't know Sammy Virgin?
Of course I don't. I'm in my 40s. Who is he? Well, that's about it from us here at Leeds Festival. The sun is coming down, there's a beautiful evening glow, and everybody is in the party atmosphere. Chapel Roan promises to be absolutely amazing tomorrow. It's her biggest UK gig to date, and it's going to be a real one to be at. So, Phil, are you going to be coming down to the Pink Pony Club?
I reckon, Boothie, I will, yes. Limp Bizkit will be among my highlights, I think, this weekend, Kathy.
Oh, you're a huge fan, Bodders, aren't you?
Thank you so much, Kathy Winton there live at Leeds Fest. And we'll stay with the live music theme because Will Smith will become the fresh Prince of Scarborough this weekend. Here he is in cut-out form on the beach. He's performing at the Open Air Theatre on Sunday evening as all part of his summer tour. And he's off the back of his first album release in 20 years. But he's told fans to expect the classics as well. You a bit of a Will Smith fan?
That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Hey, some big names coming to Yorkshire, aren't there?
Absolute wench sounds interesting, doesn't it? You're
Yeah,
a big
if that's
fan,
your
aren't
kind
you?
of thing.
Okay, well, let me show you this picture because it's not being too warm in Scarborough. If you look really carefully, there's someone there with a hoodie on and somebody with an anorak, so that just tells all you need to know. But it will warm up this weekend. After a disappointingly cloudy day tomorrow, it's picking up. And I think that's the whole of Hawkram looking beautiful there from Goathland, and thankfully not much smoke on the horizon, which of course is good news. Let's have a look at those addresses if you want to send your bank holiday pictures in to us on Instagram and the Weather Watcher website. So of the 3 bank holiday days, certainly looks like tomorrow will be the disappointing one. Fairly overcast, just like it's been for much of today, and there's even a risk of a little drizzle, more especially at first. That said, most of us will be dry. High pressure stays in charge. A lot of cloud trapped underneath it at the moment, but the wind will switch around to the south or southeast through Sunday, so skies will brighten. Some warm sunny spells developing on Sunday. Monday, Bank Holiday Monday, could be a classic. Warm and sunny, some spots up to 26 degrees. That's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All change though by the middle of next week. This system will bring a risk of some rain at long last. Now there's all the cloud and also a big back edge. You've seen that sunshine at Bramham Park. Actually, that clearance has covered much of northwest and south Yorkshire in the last hour. So a little bit of sunshine for most of us this evening. And then after a clearish start, we'll see that cloud filling back in. Look really carefully. A little bit of drizzle is possible. We'll see lowest temperatures tonight around about 10 or 11 degrees. So tomorrow's high water times in Filey at 10 past 5, again at 20 to 6. So a bit of a grey day to come tomorrow. It's largely cloudy. That cloud could be thick enough for a bit of drizzle in places. That said, most of us will be dry. A bit of brightness later, but don't hold your breath. Temperatures a bit disappointing, coming in at 18, 19 where it brightens up is 66 Fahrenheit. The improvement begins on Sunday. We'll get off to a cloudy start Sunday morning, but it brightens up some warm sunny spells on Sunday afternoon. But Bank Holiday Monday looks a belter. 26, 27 degrees, fine, warm and sunny. But then we introduce a shower risk on Tuesday, the second half of next week. Sunny intervals and scattered showers and temperatures dropping off as we head into September. That's the forecast.
Delighted to see that Monday is the best day for those of us who are working.
I'm working too,
Phil.
Phil.
Good. We can enjoy it together then, can't we? How lovely. I look forward to that. That's as far as we go for now. I'll be back with the late bulletin at 10:30. Apart from Paul, myself and all the people who put this wonderful production together. Enjoy your weekend and have a brilliant Friday evening. Good night.